Jungle.
And we're live. Beers and Buffalo Podcast Season 7, Episode 14. Back at it again for another week of football, getting ready for Week 11 of football. Coming off a really upsetting, disappointing, whatever word you want to describe it, Bills loss this past weekend here. Kind of just like shot the spirits down, man. Took the win right out of the sails for Bills fans and players alike, I believe.
Yeah, it was pathetic. Like, there was just no fight to them whatsoever. Everybody just looked like they were just there just to go collect a paycheck.
Yeah, I mean, also, we're going to get right into the Bills because no beer this week. We're going to do a beer bye week. Jeff's not feeling that great, a little under the weather. No need to drink just to drink, so we'll postpone the beer review for a week, get back on track. We'll do it right next week. Maybe we'll do a bonus. Maybe we'll do 2 beers next week or something, so to make up for it. So no beer this week. We'll hop right into the Bills game and talk about kind of what went wrong here and hopefully get right back on track for this upcoming week against the Tampa Bay Bucs. But this game itself, man, like you said, I mean, it was pretty shitty. We go into Miami, we catch the L, losing 13-30. I would call it a borderline blowout. I mean, I get it. We not technically a blowout, but take a touchdown away, it's a blowout. That's the way I look at it. We barely hung on there. And in my eyes, it is a blowout. We should never be losing by 23 points to any team, I'll be honest with you. We were shut off for 3 quarters. We started, I think our first scoring drive was with 2 minutes left in the third quarter, finishing in the end zone, 12:36 in the fourth quarter. So that drive started at the end of the third quarter. We scored in the fourth quarter, I think, was our first touchdown. 35-yard catch, Keon Coleman, only his 3rd touchdown of the year. He finished with 3 for 46 and a tutty on 8 targets. 3 catches on 8 targets.
I don't even think I saw him get more than 3 targets.
That's what I'm saying, man. I feel like these numbers are weird. I wanted to talk a little bit about Keon before I went on with the rest of the game, just because that was the bright spot for him right there, was getting a touchdown catch, because he hasn't had one since, I don't know, it's been like 3 or 4 weeks. He had one week 1 and then somewhere in the middle there, and it feels like it's always spaced out here between games. Are we sensing a little bit of a regression from last year? And I got some numbers we'll talk about, but are we sensing a little regression with Keon Coleman this year from last year? Like, we all thought he was going to take a step forward, and I don't even know if it's like a plateau. It almost feels like he's gone backwards.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I thought for sure, like you just said, I had high hopes for him because he gained more muscle in the offseason. He's been working more to try to, do what he does best and, create separation, which he doesn't do very well to begin with. And I had high hopes for him, and I just feel like we're seeing less and less of him. And then it's like, oh, yeah, Keon Coleman's on this team. Every few weeks we see him, it's like, oh, yeah, Keon Coleman. Like, we just seem to forget about him. And last year he was he was a focal point on the team. And now all of a sudden it's just like, oh, yeah, well, we have 6 wide receivers that we're all trying to feed now. Maybe that's the problem. I don't know exactly what it is, but I do agree with you. I think it's a little bit more of it's not a plateau, it's a regression at this point.
So here's what I wanted. I pulled this up earlier today, and this is actually a very good comparison because I'm comparing the first 9 games of this year to the first 9 games of last year, and right after that 9th game is when he got hurt, or during that 9th game. So he was out for 3 games. So this is a good spot to stop and just kind of look at stats through 9 games, or 9 weeks, you can call it. So in 2024, 36 targets. He had 417 yards and 3 touchdowns. 2025 through 9 games, 49 targets, so 13 more targets, 330 yards, so almost a full 100 yards less, same amount of touchdowns. More targets, less yards, the touchdowns are negligible. What does that tell me? Are you just not catching the ball? Are you getting thrown to and they're uncatchable and it's just you're not making the right routes or reads? There's a lot of different ways to read that. I tried to, and I forgot to leave it in the slide here for myself, but I looked at catch percentage, and I think his catch percentage actually increased this year, which was kind of weird through 9 games. So now I'm going, is Josh just throwing bad balls to him? Or is he just not getting open and they're not calling it a drop, but he just ran the wrong route, right? Whatever it is, the numbers aren't looking good. More targets, less yards. The catches I didn't look at, but were probably around the same. And he actually last year he had a game where he had 0 yards that I even factored in there. So he had a game with 0 yards and still had 100 yards more last year than compared to this year through 9 games.
That's if you wouldn't have told me the comparisons, I'm like, yeah, we're definitely seeing less of Keon Coleman, but it seems like we're actually seeing more. It's just he's just not making the most of those yards. I don't know. Maybe they're short. The yards that he's getting, they're just shorter dump offs. He's not running deeper routes. Maybe. Yeah, it's weird though. I do know we have a lot more mouths to feed this year. We brought in Josh Palmer, Elijah Moore, Terrell Shavers is on the team this year as well as not just the practice squad. So it's one of those things where.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be kind of like,
right.
A receiver 1 or 2. Like he should be considered a starting receiver. So even if you're bringing Palmer in or you're bringing Shakir in for these plays, he's going to be alongside of one of those other guys most of the time. Like I get it, there's different packages for different receivers, but you figured he's going to be on the field most of the time. Last year he had so this year and last year he had in both years a big game. We'll call it over 100 yards. That was week 1 for us this year against Baltimore, and it was week 7 for him last year. We had 125 yards. I forget who it was against. But last year he had 1, 2, 3 games over 50 yards and a 49-yard game. This year, no other games outside of that 100-yard game is over 50 yards. So it's like if he doesn't get the 100 yards basically in week 1, no games this year over 50 yards.
That's
receiving.
Incredible.
It's crazy.
And that was that Baltimore game you said?
The Baltimore. Well,
yeah, when we put up 42 points.
He had 112 and a touchdown. That was his best game. He probably had 6 or 7 catches that game. Great. Yeah, we put up a ton of points. It was a comeback. We had to throw the lights out in that game. So it was game scripted. But it's funny because that was week 1, so that's far and forgotten at this point, where now it's like he went after that. He went for 26, 20, 45 was his next, this past week, but 45, 23, 11, 30, 17, and this past weekend, 46. No 50-yard games. It's nuts, dude. Like, I don't understand how we're supposed to scare anybody in the league without like a guy. We don't have a guy. And this is what's been talked about. Last year, I guess people relaxed a little bit because we were a little bit more successful in the air. We brought in Amari Cooper later in the season because we did need a guy. But this year, I feel like the wide receiving core is not scaring anybody. No teams really are fearing the Bills right now.
Yeah. No, you're right. And nobody's fearing the Bills offensively or defensively because we can't stop the run, which we showcased that against Miami. And our passing game just looks absolutely,
it's inconsistent.
It's too inconsistent. But the passing game in general, it's just like Dalton Kincaid is our number 1 guy at this point. He's a tight end.
That's true.
We need a wide receiver.
You do need a wide out. We needed a guy.
Yeah. I think Dalton Kincaid has the most 100-yard games this year for the Bills.
He does.
He's got 2.
Yep.
Like that's not going to win you games.
And that's why look at the Raiders don't have a receiver and their best guys, they're tight end, and they're not winning games.
But the bright side is we have Josh Allen, who is
we do. We have Josh. I'll one more point on Keon here before I move on to the rest of the game recap. So he's got 2 years remaining on his contract. We're going to owe him another $5.5 million, which isn't much. Do you think we keep him?
Yeah.
The length of the contract?
Probably.
I think so too. And again, it's hard to look in the future here because it depends what he does with the rest of this year. That might change my mind or not. But I feel like he'd have to start picking up production a little bit, and then going into that 3rd year, really start having to pick up production. Because I can see him getting traded before his contract ends in year 4. So that would be 2028, I believe.
So he was a 2nd-round pick, so he doesn't get a 5th-year option.
Sorry.
He doesn't get a 5th-year option because he was a 2nd-round pick. So Yeah, I could have seen the Bills maybe not picking up his fifth-year option, but he doesn't even have that available to him. I think he stays unless he gets traded. I think he just finishes out his tenure here with his contract.
Yeah,
it's cheap. It's a rookie contract.
It's cheap.
It also depends on what we do in the draft the next couple of years.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how true it is, and you'll never know how true it is. But apparently, Brandon Beane wanted to give up next year's 2027's first round pick to Miami for Jalen Waddle, and Miami wanted 2026's first round draft pick, and that's where they butted heads and they couldn't get a deal done.
Now, the only reason why you wouldn't do that, I would do that, but why you wouldn't do that is if you're thinking there's some prospects in this upcoming draft that you got your eyes on and you really don't want to give that pick up. I don't know who's coming out. I don't really pay too much attention to college football until it gets later in the season and start paying attention to the Bulls a little bit more. But in my eyes, like why not? We don't have the guy. This was brought up on a couple other of these sports shows too. Like, you could start seeing the effects of here not having a Diggs, despite him being a diva, but he was a guy that always got open and reliable and can, for the most part, catch the ball. You're missing that key piece here. Your tight end is good, but he can't be your entire offense. And look at James Cook, whether he had a bad day himself or Miami just game planned for it, he can't always be the answer.
Right.
I thought we would have leaned on him a little bit more. He only had 13 carries this game, but I get it. We were behind the whole game. The Bills playing catch up. They kind of get rid of that run game plan, and they go right back into Josh Allen Superman, and it really didn't work out in our favor.
And to be fair, the last few first-round picks haven't really panned out anyway.
No.
Dalton Kincaid, as good as he is, he was supposed to be the next Travis Kelce.
I think he's
and there's
at
only
least
3 other tight ends that come out after him that look better. Brock Bowers.
Yeah, but those
Tyler
guys,
Warren,
right.
And Colton Loveland, who's had a little bit of a resurgence now that Cole Kmet's not the main guy.
I think Brock Bowers is a special case there, but I think at least Kincaid's on the right trajectory. We saw the sophomore slump last year. He's back up, I think, again this year. And I think that'll gradually get better with time and building that relationship with and that chemistry with Josh Allen. Let's finish out this game here. So Buffalo's after their first touchdown, defense return the ball back to the offense pretty quick. Cam Lewis pressured Tua on a 3rd and 10, resulting in a Maxwell Hairston interception on a pass intended for Jalen Waddle, and that's his second pick of the season, second and consecutive pick, I should say, as a starter. Very happy what I'm seeing with Maxwell Hairston. The defense, although the run D looked atrocious, our pass D, man, is, I feel like, getting a little bit better. And we had some guys banged up. I don't think Benford played that week either. It was Trey White and Maxwell Hairston out there. A rookie and a guy that probably should be in a retirement home are your 1 and 2 punch. So Buffalo didn't convert, though, on the turnover. 3rd and 1. They had that QB sneak with Allen, and he went for like 20 yards on a tush push, and then fumbled the ball. Down by 3 scores, less than 5 minutes left. Buffalo attempted to keep the drive alive. Bradley Chubb sacked Allen. Another subsequent 15-yard penalty placed Buffalo at Miami's 26-yard line. And then Allen throws a touchdown pass to Jackson Hawes, making the score 13-23. All right, you kind of got some life in you, but it just feels like the damage is almost done and you're not stopping anybody on defense. This is how I felt in the Baltimore Ravens game. I felt like we probably could start scoring, but you got to make stops, and then they just weren't able to make stops, and unfortunately, time ran out.
And this is another problem with the offense. He threw a touchdown late in the game, down 3 scores, or 3 scores at that point, to the 3rd-string tight end. Like, why? I understand, like, the dudes. I mean, I know Dalton Kincaid didn't play, so technically he was never.
Did he get hurt in the game, or did he not play before the game?
Who?
Kincaid.
I thought he didn't play at all last week.
Okay, you're right.
Pretty sure he didn't play last week.
You're right. I'm looking at the stats. No, he did.
Oh, he did.
So he got hurt mid-game.
Oh, okay.
So, he had two catches. He gets hurt, and you're right. You got Knox coming in with 3 catches. Haas. The tight ends here are making up 6 of your catches, 6 out of your 28 team catches here.
James Cook, your running back,
and your running back has 5 out of the backfield. But look at 5 for 24, not being really efficient there.
Yeah.
They were game planning for Cook pretty much this whole game. Miami maintained pressure. They capitalized on their opportunities. They ended up increasing their lead at the very end there to a 3-score difference. There was a 59-yard run by Achan. He had a 35-yard run earlier in the game, later in the game. He ended up finishing with 174 on the ground, 2 touchdowns, and another 51 receiving on 6 catches. Like Bijan Robinson esque kind of performance here, where you got one guy beating you up, man.
Mm-hmm.
Waddle had what did he finish with? Waddle had a decent game too, 5 for 84 and a touchdown. But like, you get basically it was one guy, and it's the running attack, and it's been the weakness the whole season. We've talked about this week in, week out. You know, the Bills are atrocious on the ground, and that's where teams are going to take advantage of you. You got to get leads, and I think that's what Buffalo has been kind of priding themselves on, is getting early leads, maintaining a 2 to 3 score lead on teams to force them not to run it, because when they do, they're in the game again. You got to make other teams throw the ball. Yeah,
no, I agree. And coming off of a game where we just beat the Kansas City Chiefs at home, like that's been our like arch nemesis, our kryptonite, whatever, especially in the playoffs. But like, how do you do that and then go into Miami, who just fired their GM? They traded away 2 of their defensive players, or one of their defensive players, and they were in talks with Buffalo to trade their number 1 wide receiver. They're in the fire sale mode. We know Mike McDaniel is going to lose his job at the end of this season, because no new GM is going to want to keep him after what, if you've been watching football, they don't look good. And the team is just like, they're 2-7. How are you 6-2? You just beat Kansas City, and now you just lose to a 2-7 Miami team that's in absolute shambles right now.
It's not good.
That was an embarrassing loss.
I was just pulling up Josh's stats. He had like 30 yards rushing or something like that. Where was it? No, where's his rushing stats at? Damn it. Thought I had his rushing stats. Oh, here it is. Got to click this. 31 yards. So this is another point of mine too, why we can't get him going with his legs again. 31 yards rushing past week. The week before, I get it, we won the game, but 19 yards. The week before that, it was an all-out aerial attack, 7 yards. You still would have thought he would have ran more. He had those 2 QB sneaks and basically for 1 yard, but not really using his legs here. But look at the losses here, man. Like 42 here, 53 here. I don't know, man. I thought I'd see more of this season, around the 50 yards. Yeah. Get Josh going, using his legs, roll him out, make him pass on the rollouts. It's just been, I feel like we haven't been using him to his full ability, whether they're just trying to save him, make sure he doesn't get hurt for playoffs. I thought we'd be using his legs, especially the last 3 weeks were really 7, 19, and 31. I get he's got the touchdowns, but those are all short yardage QB sneaks.
Yeah, I'd like to see Josh get his legs involved a little bit more, whether that's Joe Brady not calling those plays for him or whatever it is. But it's been a weird shift after we got rid of Ken Dorsey and brought in Joe Brady. Like, oh my God, Joe Brady's an absolute genius. We were worried that he was going to go get a head coaching job somewhere after last season. He comes back this year, looks okay the first few games, and all of a sudden it's just like, what are we doing with this offense? I understand we're not really equipped to have – we don't have a number 1 wide receiver, but we didn't have one last year. We had the everybody eats mantra. Where did that go? I haven't heard anything about that this year.
I think just teams have just figured the Bills out.
Yeah, for sure.
It took, a year later, especially within the division. Now, Miami is a putrid team, but you're giving a putrid team opportunities and another year to figure you out, and you just look flat. It could be more on the Bills were, I think, unprepared for this game. Maybe still riding that high on the Chiefs win, which I know they always say, we don't care that we beat the Chiefs. It's just another game. I really think it's starting to, I think they do care. I think that means a lot. And it's the mini Super Bowl. At least that's what it looks like from the outside looking in, because there's no excuse how you can go beat a team like the Chiefs, who are trending up over the last few weeks, to losing a team to the Dolphins, who are trending down since week 1. And Josh himself, he didn't look good. 3 turnovers, I think he had. 2 fumbles and a pick, or 2 picks and a fumble, or something like that.
He had a couple.
I don't know when the last time he had 3 turnovers a game. I should have looked that stat up, but they asked him after the game. There was a post-game press conference. He said, Miami came ready to play. I got to be better. Got to be better in the protection game, pass game, run game, all of it. So I know he's taking blame for this one, as usually quarterbacks do. And honestly, there's a lot of games where you go, no, it was somebody else. It was Josh. Yeah. I think Josh actually lost us this game.
And there's no emotion from Josh anymore. Like, every time they show him on the sideline, he just looks sad. Like, woe is me. Like, what are you doing? Like, what happened to the Josh that was firing his team up like 3 or 4 years ago?
He's married now, man.
I guess, but
maybe it sucked the life out of him.
We thought it was going to be the opposite. We thought, this dude's going to get married, and now he's
happy.
Win the Super Bowl.
Yeah, dude.
You know, it's crazy.
Also, Bills losing the turnover battle. Obviously, three turnovers to 2. We had more penalties. 6 for 67. We couldn't stop the run, as you said earlier. Gave up 109, almost 200 yards on the ground. They were averaging 6.2 yards a carry. And then Kincaid gets hurt mid-game. He's questionable with a hammy. Didn't practice today. Shakir was limited in practice today. Questionable with ribs. Benford was questionable today with a groin. Taron Johnson was questionable today with a groin. And also Landon Jackson got hurt in the first quarter of that Miami game. IR.
Yeah.
4 weeks. I read these names off here, and the last 3 are defense, right? Defenders here. You got 2 corners and a pass rusher. It's just, I get it. Injuries are part of the game, but it's like week in and week out. We talk about this. Just try to stay healthy. It's key players too. Like Benford technically is your cornerback 1. Taron Johnson's your nickel guy, but he is a huge part of that team. And Landon Jackson, rookie, but somebody that could show some promise as the season progressed here, and a pass rusher who you need anyways because you're lacking in that department, especially after Michael Hoyt went out. So, god damn it, dude. Yeah, I don't know.
The injuries, like I said, I know we're probably we got tunnel vision on the Bills injury report compared to any other team in the NFL, but I always feel like every year it's like the Bills, just like, especially on defense, it's just like, holy shit, like the fucking list is never ending.
Yeah. I mean, I feel bad and I wrote this down for later, I feel bad for the Giants. They lost Scatabo, and who knows, Dart could be gone for multiple weeks. Neighbors, Dart, Scatabo. It's like, talk about your one quarterback, your running back, and your wide receiver. So I guess it could be worse, but it just feels like the injuries are never ending. Before we get into the next week game, I want to take a hiccup here and talk about something I said last week as well, with the Bills not making any moves at the trade deadline. But I did say, watch them go get somebody in free agency. And you go, well, there's nobody in free agency. And I go, I know, but they'll just go pick a guy just to say, look, we got a guy.
Yep.
And that's exactly what they did. Literally spot on here. Probably won't make a difference. Mecole Hardman joins the practice squad. I will say he does bring experience, and the fact that he does have 2 Super Bowls with the Chiefs.
He's a deep ball guy too.
2020 and the 2024 season, and including that game-winning catch in Super Bowl 58 against the 49ers. He's only 27, which I did not realize. But he's only logged 31 games over the last 3 seasons with limited production in those games, meaning I think he had like 300 yards in the 1 year, and then it was like less than 200 the following 2 years. So he doesn't have as much, wear and tear, not a lot of miles on him, which could be good. He guy's 27, not a lot of miles on him. There is a positive to this. Look how he was when he came into the league with Pat Mahomes. Was great. Gadget player, used him all different kinds, and fast as hell. I forget, he ran a 4.2, maybe 4.3. And that they were running that Tyreek Mecole Hardman kind of sets a lot. Bring that dude into here and see what he can do. Now, this isn't a plug and play though. These like mid-season like kind of pickups and transactions, you got to get on the same page. We thought Amari Cooper was coming and be like, it took him a while to get on the same page, and he really never made a real difference. Maybe he took some double teams his way, but Mecole Hardman's not going to force double teams necessarily, but it's just another weapon, which Josh needs at this point. He needs all the weapons. I think he needs all the weapons right now.
For sure. And I said the same thing about. Well, I was thinking to myself the other day after I saw that signing. I was like, it's just like Amari Cooper. It's going to take him forever to get adjusted to this offense, build any type of connection with Josh, and we're so late into the season already. At this point, it's like you said, how much of a difference is he actually going to make going into the season? Maybe a game here or there where he can, break one loose for a touchdown. Great. If he's limited, if his production is limited, but it's valuable, I'll take it. Like if he's only getting 2 or 3 catches a game, but he's opening
making
up
a
the
difference.
offense, making a difference.
Yeah.
If he's opening up the offense a little bit more, where other teams now have to be like, okay, maybe we do gotta respect Buffalo's passing game a little bit because we didn't before.
Right.
I'll take that as a win. But I'm just not holding my breath anymore. Bringing in a wide receiver who's bounced around the league already, only at 27 years old, and if he was on a Super Bowl winning team, like why are they getting rid of him?
Yeah, that I never understood that. So 2020 season, they win the Super Bowl. He stayed on in 21, and he still played all 17 games. And then the following year, for whatever reason, and I got to look at who they got. Was this Rashee Rice rookie year? Maybe 22. Sure. Let me look. Kansas City 22. I might as well share the screen because you guys don't know what I'm looking at here. Bank. 2022 Kansas City Chiefs. Let's look at the roster. Wide receivers. Juju, Scantling, Hardman. Tony was on. No. So.
Kadarius.
Yeah, dude. So I don't know. Maybe this was, I think, Juju's best season with the team, too.
Mm-hmm.
933 yards. Scantling had 687. Of course, Kelsey had a 1,300-yard season. They kind of just phased him out of the offense, I think, for just whatever reason. And it was just like a drop-off since that 22 season. Yeah, man, I don't know. I really don't know what to expect. I just try to stay optimistic with it that the coaching staff for the Buffalo Bills know better than I do.
Speaking of coaching staff, did you hear the rumblings about what was going on after Brian Daboll got fired from the Giants? People are already saying, fire Joe Brady and bring Brian Daboll back. I'm like, no,
I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's happening. Also, like, because I haven't heard anything about us firing our OC. I can now, if that was the case, I can maybe make the link there because I could actually. I wouldn't say it's out of the question. I know he obviously wants to get another head coaching job, but typically when you get canned as a head coach, you're gonna have to work your way back up again. So he'll get picked up as an OC on another team. I promise you, he will be by next year. The Bills could have offered him something, but I just never heard anything about us being unhappy with Joe Brady. So
no, I agree, but that's just some of the stuff I heard once, not from respectable people, but like fans and internet trolls.
The Twitter trolls.
Yep. X.
True. All right, let's get into next week here. Buffalo Bills at 6-3. Look for a must-win bounce-back week against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who are also 6-3. The game is home. Start 1 p.m., our favorite time. Forecast is looking at 44, partly sunny. Hopefully, snow will. Hopefully there won't be any snow. I know it snowed here over this past weekend here while the Bills were in Miami. And all that shit's melting basically by now. But so spread as of now, -5.5. Bills are favored. I mean, Tampa coming off a loss. Bills coming off a loss. Bills at home. You give them the 3 points.
Maybe
it could be a little closer. It could honestly, it could be a little. Yeah, they have, and they've actually come down a little bit. I think over the last few weeks because they even with the injuries earlier in the season, they were still winning games without Mike Evans and Chris Godwin, and it was just the Ibuka show.
Yep.
But Bucky was healthy. Then Bucky got hurt, and then it kind of went downhill for them. But I just said New England just beat Tampa in Tampa, so basically look for the Bucs to come out swinging. And speaking of Bucky. It looks like this is the first time he's been practicing since he went out with the foot/shoulder injury in week 4. Of course he would be back and
Of
ready to
course.
play the
Right
Bills,
on- yeah,
right?
right
Of
on
course he
time.
would. The kind of the missing piece for the Bucs, I think, has been the run game. They've been putting in Rashad White, and he's a shell of himself. He has occasional games here and there. They have Sean Tucker, who shout out to Sean Tucker, Syracuse alum. But he's not a difference maker. Bucky Irvin's the guy, man, and they need him in order to win games, or at least look scary and be competitive in these games. If he's healthy, ready to go, I mean, we might be in for another long day. The Bills defense, I'm saying. And now you're going to have to look at this game and go, one, if I'm a betting man, I'm taking the over if that dude's healthy, because I think we're going to have to score 35 to win.
Yeah,
I think we do.
I agree. It's going to be. I feel like that's what the Bills have to do no matter what. We have to score at least 30 points to win any game, because our defense is just so suspect, especially our run game. So, if our offense can put up 35, I feel better about our chances to win. But after what I saw last week, 35 points might not even be anywhere near the board.
So the Bills are playing Tampa, the team they don't face often. The Bucs are holding the 8-5 all-time advantage here. Their last meeting was a 24-18 Buffalo win in 2023. This upcoming game will feature two quarterbacks from the 2018 draft class. So Baker Mayfield and Josh Allen. And I know we're both Baker fans. I think this is going to be a game, though, that just gets kind of I don't know. It gets real gritty, I think. You got two quarterbacks that typically don't have any regard for themselves, and they'll lay it on the line. Especially Josh coming off a bad loss. I can see him doing some Superman-esque type shit. Maybe look for him to run a little bit more this game. Maybe look for some an old Josh Allen stiff arm. Maybe we might come out of the woodwork, dude. And Baker's already done that a few times this year, where he's fucking diving headfirst for first downs on week 3.
Yep.
After the third loss this season, Bills are focused on learning from their setbacks, regaining some consistency, especially on offense, where they've been struggling to score last game. And McDermott, offensive coordinator Joe Brady, they've been emphasizing the importance here of adjusting and improving each week. Historically, Bills have rebounded with wins after a loss. So I know we did have back-to-back losses this year, but historically speaking, the Bills have figured it out. They get back on track. They know how important it is. And defensively, you got, we've talked about Cole Bishop kind of having a pretty good year so far. Maxwell Hairston having great back-to-back weeks. I'm just hoping that the defense can just kind of hold their own. And hopefully these guys that I just named are going to be healthy. If we get a healthy Benford back and a healthy Taron Johnson, I think we'll be okay. Yeah, I think so too. Like you said, there's a lot of key pieces. When I was looking at the injury report, there's a lot of names on there, but there's a lot of them that are looking hopeful to playing. Josh Palmer finally looking good. He was a full practice participant today. AJ Epineza, concussion, full participant, so that looks good. Yeah.
And then you've got Jordan Phillips, full participant. TJ Sanders, full participant. Wait, didn't he just go on IR?
Who's that? AJ?
TJ Sanders?
He's been on IR, I thought.
Oh, okay. So he might be coming back. Okay. Yeah, and then Shaq Thompson limited, Dorian Williams limited, Benford, Bernard, Bosa all limited. So the first official practice of the week, and you got a lot of guys that are either logging full or limited practices. That's a good sign going into the week that we could get a majority of these guys back.
Yeah. I was trying to freaking pull up the Bills Tampa prediction stuff here, but I wanted to get not this. Dimers. Bills 27, Bucks 21. I don't know about that. I think it'll be higher scoring than that. Upcoming game. Where is this is what I want. Do this. So let's see here. Yeah, it's the line still at 5.5. I mean, geez, Baker's got more pass yards than Josh Allen. 16 and 2 picks on the season, 15 and 5 picks. This is what I'm talking about. very similar, and you could say Baker's outplaying them so far through the first 10 weeks of the season here. Not what I would expect from Josh. I feel like he's just we've also been relying on James early too, right? I forget. I think the Bucks have a good run D though, so it might be kind of challenging. Yeah. I think that they got Vita Vea up the middle. They got some playmakers on that team as well. So this will be the battle of, I guess, two kind of hurt teams here, and we'll see what hurt team comes out on top. I mean, both these teams are beat up. Something I wanted to talk about is, and I mentioned it, New England here, 8-2, Bills 6-3. A lot of people are saying, like, dude, the Bills might not make the playoffs. Now, I don't think that's true. We're sitting comfortably in a wild card position. That's why I basically named the podcast Wild Card Bound, because this could be the first time in a while that the Bills don't win the AFC East.
Yeah.
Is that a real thing?
No,
how do we feel about that? Because I think the odds makers right now are favoring New England. I think it was like minus 250 to win the league, which is still pretty good. And Bills are like plus 150, I think, to win the division. I'm sorry. Looking at their schedule and remaining teams and our schedule and remaining teams, knowing that they're a game and a half ahead of us, I don't see where we make up ground, dude.
No, I don't think so either. I completely agree that New England's probably going to win the division this year. The Bills haven't looked that great. They lost to New England once already at home. They have to play New England again. New England's got the cakewalk of a season for the rest of their season. Their hardest game was Tampa Bay this past weekend, and they won that game. So we were really hoping that the Bills should have won. New England could have lost. Flip-flop those standings a little bit. Bills go back up on top, or I'm sure the Bills would have been back on top of the standings. But it's ridiculous right now at this point. Yeah, we'll be lucky to get a wild card spot at this point. Okay, so Colts obviously with the first round bye, it would be the Bills and the Patriots playing each other if it started today. But sitting at the 6th seed here at 6-3, Jags at 5-4 get the last playoff spot. But you look at who's kind of right there. Look, Kansas City right on the on the line. Houston, I think Baltimore makes a jump up, and that's probably it. I don't think Cincy can make up enough ground. Joe Burrow's back to practice.
Yeah, that dude walked into practice, said, "Hey guys," and sat down next to the water cooler. I don't think he threw a single fucking pass in practice. But even if he does start playing, they'd have to win out pretty much to even have a chance, I feel like, because Baltimore with a game over them, as of now, I think has that slight edge over them. And I also don't count Pittsburgh out. I think they'll actually sneak in over Cincy as a wild card. So I think Baltimore maybe regains that division, AFC North. Steelers get a wild card spot. Houston might be able to sneak into this division's up for fucking grabs. Like it's terrible. Obviously Tennessee's out. So then it's Houston, Jacksonville. The Colts are obviously winning that. Who else is in that division I'm missing here?
That's it. Houston, Jacksonville, Tennessee, and the Colts.
Yeah, you're right. So Jacksonville and Houston could battle it out, but geez, CJ Stroud hurt last week, hurt this week. Without a quarterback and you're running Davis Mills out there, I don't believe in them either. But they do have a great defense. They have probably a top 6 defense in the league. And then the NFC side, honestly, this is the team here I think is the team to beat. Seattle. 7-2, Seattle's look like the best team in the NFL.
They look great.
Yeah, I get the Eagles are up there as well, but I think Seattle's probably the best team coming out of the NFC here. Detroit looks beatable this year. They're still a powerhouse, but they've been beat. This team here has been disappointing. Green Bay Packers. The season started, everybody was thinking Bills, Green Bay, Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Neither of those teams look like Super Bowl contenders. What do I got here? So, just to recap some news here, we touched on a little bit of this. That the Thursday night game, atrocious. Broncos beating the Raiders 10-7, probably the worst game I've ever seen in my entire life. I was just going to ask, should we start getting rid of these Thursday night football games, please?
I've been saying it for years.
Like, I think it's time. Like, I get it. I don't think they'll do it because the money it brings in, the revenue, and the NFL makes a ton of money off of that shit. Chris Torres was like, just move it to Friday. It's like they can't do that because I think college football is still it's Friday and Saturday for college football. I thought
Friday is high school.
Oh, okay, so it's not college. I thought they
college
did both days.
Saturday.
I know college is Saturday, so maybe they could do Friday. They could move it to Friday, and that's one extra day, and I think that would make a big difference. I think they should try it out because they've done earlier in the season. They had the Brazil game or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe that works out, but I think Thursdays it's too quick. It's too quick of a turnaround on these teams, and they look flat most of the time. There's no scoring. This is just one example. I mean, Raiders are a bad team, but like usually even good teams, the scoring is down, the play is sloppy, injuries happen, not a lot of time to prepare, not a lot of time to rest. So I'm for it. Just either get rid of it or you try moving it maybe next year to Fridays, and I'd be fine with that. Colts beating the Falcons early in the morning. Berlin. It was an overtime game, 31-25. Taylor had 244 rushing and 3 touchdowns.
Unreal.
Offensive Player of the Year.
MVP. He should be MVP.
They're never going to give that away to another.
It'll always be a quarterback.
I get it though.
Well, that's why they added Offensive Player of the Year, because they had been going to the quarterbacks, even though their other running back. I think Marshall Faulk was the last one to win it.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe they should just announce and just say it's a quarterback award, and then I'd be fine with it. But they pretend like somebody else could win it. Yeah. That's not the case. I agree. MVP, but definitely Offensive Player of the Year. He already has 1,100 yards, 15 rushing touchdowns after 10 weeks.
It's insane.
That's a season for
James Cook
most
led the league
people.
Last year was 16. He led the league last year with 16 rushing touchdowns.
And this dude's got 15 after 10 weeks. He's on pace to have like 25 touchdowns, and he might get close to 2,000 yards. Yes. He might get close to 2,000 yards running.
Close.
Saints upset the Panthers in Carolina, 17-7. That knocked a lot of people out of Survivor.
Yes, it did.
Did it knock you out?
Nope.
Oh,
I'm still in. Less than 100 people left.
Damn.
25K.
I know Cody and Tim got knocked out of Lindsay. I think Lindsay won, or Madison won, or somebody in that one. But
I never got invited.
I got invited, but I knew I was going to win, so I'm glad I saved some money.
Yeah. Don't want to steal their money.
Patriots, we talked about sneaking out a win over the Falcons, 24-23. Wait, that was last week. Sorry, I never deleted that. I was going to say Drake Leonard didn't have 3 touchdowns again.
Sure.
Seahawks steamrolling the Cards, 44-22. We just said that. I think that Seahawks are the best team in football. Sam Darnold looks like him, dude. And the Vikings are upset that they got rid of this dude. They got to be, dude. Mm-hmm. I get it, man. JJ is the future, but he's been battling injuries this whole year. He was hurt all of last year, significant injury. And you saw what you had in Darnold, man. Just keep him on the team. Play him, pay the guy, and just go, hey, man, at least we got a guy that we know he knew the system. We got us to playoffs. Did they have 14 wins last year? Like, come on, man. Yeah. We got rid of a 14-win quarterback. That's asinine to me. I think it was all
because of the last 2 games of the season. The last week 18.
Yeah, he fumbled it.
He had his 2 worst games were week 18 and the wild card round going into the playoffs last year.
That was the Lions, right? The back-to-back Lions. Did they play? I think so. They played him twice in a row. He kind of fell apart their last couple games, but still, that whole season, man, you don't just forget about it. So, and then, like I said, the Monday night game, Eagles beating the Packers 10-7. First touchdown wasn't scored till the 4th quarter. Packers have fallen off. I don't think they're as scary as they were earlier in the season. Eagles are just so they're 7-2, but that's like the worst 7-2 I've ever seen. Jalen, I hate Jalen Hurts so much. I can't wait for them to get rid of this tush push next year because I think it will actually. They'll ban it. They're going to revisit this. Not that, and now the argument was nobody can stop it. It is hard to stop, but now the argument is the refs are missing false start after false start after false start,
which doesn't make sense because I can see it. The ref should be able to see it.
Green Bay did a tush push in that game, and there was a false start.
Yep.
So, I think that'll be gone. But the Eagles look like complete trash, dude. But that division, it's going to be theirs. We thought maybe the Giants could make a push this year if everybody was healthy.
Right. Unfortunately, injuries got the best of them.
Commanders are out of it. Jaden's done. So, he's not done, but he. they're out of it. They're too far back. Giants are too far. The Cowboys are just no defense. So it'll be the Eagles again in the playoffs. And then some key injuries here. We already said Jackson Dart with the concussion. He's already been ruled out. Travis Hunter has been ruled out for the season now with the knee injury. He's not coming back. I guess it's a good thing they got Jacoby Myers at the trade deadline. Devontae Adams got hurt in that game, questionable with an oblique. He should play. He's probable to play this week. He had a huge game. And your boy Gadsden got hurt in that Chargers game, knee injury, questionable. He didn't return. He's another one that should play this week as well. But nothing really crazy on the injury report here that I saw out of the other games.
Yeah.
Let's get into the pick'ems here. Well, we'll go into last week, which, again, kind of not the greatest. Let me throw the screen back up here. Not the greatest from both of us. I went 8-6. You went 7-7. We both missed our bonus bet here. I had Trey Tucker over 40 receiving yards. You had Brock Bowers over 6.5 catches. Brock had 1 catch. Trey Tucker had 3 yards, I think. Yeah. I don't think we've ever been further off from a bet, dude.
It's insane.
I don't think we've ever been further off from a bet.
No, that was bad. And we were talking about it before we went live. Like, I think I'm done betting on player props when we pick against the fucking team.
It's got to be the right scenario, but yeah. I'm done picking player props on the fucking Raiders.
Yeah, that too.
I think that's it. Or I'm just going to take Geno Smith interception every week.
Unfortunately, you can't parlay interceptions on FanDuel. Mm-hmm. So that's
throw $100 on Geno every week to throw an interception. All right, let's get into the NFL schedule here. We'll get into this week's pick'ems for week 11. Starting things off, Thursday night football, Jets and Patriots. What a snooze fest. I guess I'm just going to root for the Patriots to lose, but they're going to win the game. So I got to pick them and just hope I'm wrong in this case. Got to pick with your head, not with your heart. Starting things up bright and early. I think this is the last international game of the year, too. So too. Washington and Miami will be playing in Madrid, Spain. 9:30 start. I honestly don't know. This is actually.
If we get the Miami team that just beat the Bills,
they win. They win. But
they're so inconsistent. No, Jaden Daniels sways me more to Miami on this one.
I think so too. I think I'm going to take Miami on this.
And I am as well.
They're running in the high heat after beating the Bills, dude.
And no Jaden Daniels, no Terry McLaurin. Still, their run game is atrocious per usual.
Yeah, Terry McLaurin, I think, has already been ruled out. I didn't add him to that injury report. I think he's already been ruled out for next week because they probably released this thing early because they knew they'd have to travel and whatever. But they're looking like 3 more weeks even for this guy. I think he re-injured himself when he came back I don't know if he prematurely, but when he came back, played that game against, I don't know who it was, maybe the Chargers. I think he re-injured his hammy or groin or whatever. Carolina at Atlanta, 1:00 games. Divisional game. Yeah. Carolina, bad loss against the Saints. Atlanta, loss overseas to the Colts.
Overtime game to the 8-2 Colts.
This is tough. Give me Carolina on the road, dude.
I'm going to take Atlanta at home just because they're home.
Yeah.
And they played the Colts pretty tough, and the Colts are one of the better teams.
That line's only 3.5, dude. That's why, I feel like it's a little telling here. They're not as favored as I thought they would be. The smart play is probably Atlanta home, but I'm gonna go Carolina on the road. All right, Tampa at Buffalo. We know what to do Buffalo, here. It's a must-win anyway, so I just got to circle them for the rest of the year. At this point, Houston at Tennessee, divisional game. Houston 6.5-point favorites on the road.
Tennessee is just so bad.
They're so bad. Houston. Just Tennessee's got 1 win, right? Or 2?
1.
Dude, here's the thing though. If CJ Stroud don't play, I want to lean towards Tennessee at home. But Houston's got such a good defense, and they're gonna make issues for the rookie quarterback. Give me Houston. Chicago at Minnesota. This is a good game. Minnesota won week 1, I think, in Chicago.
Yeah,
and that was JJ's best game of the season.
Yeah, I think it was first and last. I think he got hurt that game.
Got hurt, and then it was dog. No, it was week 2, but yeah, that was it. I want to say, give me Chicago in the revenge game.
Yeah, I'm thinking Chicago as well.
on the road.
The surprising 6-4.
Yeah, dude, I didn't know their record, and then I looked at it. I'm like,
the division. Minnesota's last at 4-4.
That division's still pretty good though.
5-5 or whatever.
That's still probably the best division of football, record wise. Green Bay at New York. God, dude, it's great. I gotta pick Green Bay.
Jameis
I don't
Winston,
want.
He's starting for the Giants.
Oh Jesus, dude, there could be 350 yards passing, 4 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions in this game.
He's the only quarterback in the 30-30 club. 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions in a year.
I mean, after what I saw the Monday night, dude, I just don't think Green Bay could play 2 bad games in a row. I'm going to take Green Bay on the road. I'd like to see New York, but I don't see it.
I got to go Green Bay as well. I just don't. The Giants, they lost their head coach and they're falling apart.
But usually, teams lose a head coach, they might come out with a little bit of fire that first game.
But I don't see it happening.
Giants,
not with the injuries they have.
7.5.
If they had good players and they were just sucking, then I could see maybe something like that happening. But
I'm just real quick taking a 2-8. Oh, dude, they're so bad.
Yeah,
they're so bad. All right, Cincy at Pittsburgh. Divisional game. A lot of divisional games today or this week. Is Joe Burrow going to play, dude? If Joe Burrow plays, I would have picked him just because of the Joe Burrow. But I don't think he is either. But dude, did you see how bad Pittsburgh looked? Like Aaron Rodgers, he's 40. He's 40, dude. That's what a 40-year-old looks like throwing a football, man.
But then you see Joe Flacco, who's also 40, and it's just like, oh, Joe Flacco knows how to throw a ball.
So this is the Icy Hot Bowl 2. Yeah. It was high scoring last time. Who won the first one?
I think Pittsburgh did.
Are you sure?
No.
I think it was the Bengals. How do I do this? Steelers. Let's just look at their recent thing. Bengals won. Yeah. Revenge game. Give me the Steelers.
Yeah, I don't think they can lose twice to them. So.
And they're home. You just got to go with the home team at that point. Spread's 5.5 Pitt too. Could be a Cincy plus 5.5 bet. I think it could come down to a field goal again. Los Angeles Chargers at the Jacksonville Jaguars.
That's an easy one.
Is it easy? This line's not that great.
I just don't think the Jacksonville Jaguars are actually any good. I mean, they're beating up on bad teams in their division.
Yeah.
That's the reason they're 5-4 or whatever it is.
You can go to this game for $48. I don't know if that's right. You can go to that Tennessee game for $10. That is right.
Yeah. That
is correct. Give me the fuck, man. I do want to pick the Jags, but I'll go with the Chargers. I'll just go with the smarter team. All right, the Seattle
probably game of the week.
It will be Seattle Seahawks and the other LA team, the Rams, kicking off the 4:00 games. Man, who won the first game? I gotta look. I think it was the Rams, dude. Where they at? They didn't play yet?
Oh, they haven't played yet.
When did they play them again? Seattle at Seattle.
12-18.
Oh, I thought they played them already. Okay.
First
Interesting. I will go with the Rams at home. I'll take the home favorite.
Since we picked just about everything the same, I'm gonna go Seattle in this one just because.
If you went first, were you gonna take the Rams?
Yeah.
I think I was gonna pick Seattle just to pick different too, so it wouldn't matter. We'll chalk that up for just randomness there. San Fran at Arizona, divisional game. Line's 2.5, dude. Why is this so close? I get Arizona's home, but dude, they've looked bad. Jacoby Brissett has made a difference, though. I will say.
And no.
Marvin Harrison's ruled out. I forgot about that.
He just had appendicitis. It's like, damn.
And you know who might be coming back? Ricky Pearsall and Brock Purdy. Give me the 49ers, dude.
Right.
There's just more positivity about that.
49ers as well.
If Marvin Harrison was playing, it'd be a little bit harder to pick. But, dude, San Fran's starting to get healthy, dude.
Yeah.
It's scary. Baltimore at Cleveland.
Going Baltimore.
I think every game is divisional game this week.
It feels that way. Very close.
Well, obviously Baltimore. We got a healthy Lamar, and I don't know if I could pick against him when Lamar's healthy.
Yeah, you're right.
They will play him tough. Cleveland does play his team tough.
Oh, they always do. Yeah.
They play earlier this season yet?
Probably. Yeah, 41-17.
Where you looking?
Week
Oh,
2.
that was the only other win. But Lamar was healthy still.
Yep.
So they got how unlucky are the Browns? They get to play Lamar before he got hurt, and then he came back, and they get to play him again.
Right.
You take Baltimore as well?
Yeah.
Okay. Kansas City at Denver, last of the 4 o'clocks. This is actually a tough one.
Yeah.
Kansas City coming off a bye, though, dude. I gotta go with the Chiefs coming off a bye, and it also fits the storybook of the Chiefs making this playoff push. They're not gonna lose games when we're losing games, right? They're gonna win games.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
give me Kansas City. I'm gonna root against it. That's gonna be a pick.
I was gonna pick Denver until you said they were coming. Kansas City was coming
off of the bye.
They're
Andy
so
Reid.
good.
Andy Reid off the bye.
Like undefeated off the bye. So yeah.
Same with McDermott, dude. Maybe every other week should be the bye.
Yeah. Could you get a bye every other week, please? Damn.
Sunday Night Football, Detroit at Philly.
This should be a good.
This is a good one too. Yeah, it depends what Philly. I want to see Philly score some fucking points.
Yeah.
Not 7, which I think they will, because they're a team that can match the energy of Detroit. So it's just tough. Philly favorite at home, obviously.
I'm taking Detroit.
I'm taking Philly, dude.
I'm taking Detroit. I got a lot of away teams picked.
I do too, though. I do too. All right, last one here. Monday Night Football. The Cowboys at the fucking Raiders, dude. Nobody should watch this game. But the Dallas has a bad defense. You can see LV will put up more than 7 points this week. I promise you that. And I guarantee Trey Tucker will have 40 yards and Brock Bowers will have 7 catches. This is the fucking week we should have bet this shit, dude. Give me the fucking Cowboys, dude. I'll never pick the Raiders after what I just saw. Trash organization. Alrighty. I didn't even look because I'm retarded and I forgot. I forgot.
And then I was just looking quick, and there was no rushing for Trevion Henderson. I was like, why? Like, he's the starter. Like, what's going on with this? And then I looked on the drive over here.
Guys, if you're still listening with us, we're just looking for our prop bets for Thursday Night Football here. I totally forgot to do my research on this because I was trying to mess with these stupid audio settings.
I'm going Henderson over 79.5 rushing.
Over 79.5. Write that down.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad pick there. Do I get ballsy and pick a touchdown score and make it real crazy? I don't know if I can. Give me Stephon Diggs. I'll take a Stephon Diggs prop here. Let's see. Give me. We're gonna juice it too. Give me Diggs 60+ yards. For plus money too, plus 101 on DK. Call that a lock, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But who knows? They throw all over. But Diggs has come alive here. I think the last 3-4 weeks. He got a touchdown under his belt. He's feeling good. The Patriots are winning. As much as I don't want that to hit, because I probably should have just picked the fucking Jets prop because I don't want the Patriots to win. But hey man, if I lose money but the Patriots lose the game, I'll be happy.
Hey, me too.
I'll be happy with that. Anything else we want to recap here before we're right at an hour anyways? Sabres, how are the Sabres doing?
Sabres look like absolute dog shit. So
We're back.
last time we talked shit about the Sabres,
we're back.
They went
baby.
on a nice little win streak or played in good streak. And
Oh yeah.
so let's talk some shit about the Sabres. They need to get their shit together. Ukapuka Luukkonen has not looked like the goaltender that should be starting.
Trade him.
Do something with him. Alex Lyon has been playing lights out. Hit or miss some bad games, but he doesn't give up the soft goals that Luukkonen does. I need to see some more production out of our top guys like Thompson and Tuck. Dahlin is out right now dealing with a personal matter. So
God, 3 straight, dude.
3 straight.
But this is what we're talking about.
Overtime.
But this is what we're talking about here.
Yeah.
It's these losing streaks that accumulate. Mm-hmm. You lose 3, win 1, lose 3. So now you're 1-6 in your last 7 games. Yeah. But that's how you don't make playoffs. Yeah. This is the formula.
1, 2, and 4 because 4 of them are overtime losses.
Correct. I get it. There you got those help. Those at least help.
Those give you 4 points in the standings.
Yeah, instead you could add 0. So I mean that does help.
True.
But 4-3 loss OT, 4-3 loss OT, 4-3 loss OT, 4-3 win OT, and then it was a 2-1 loss in OT, 3-0 loss to St. Louis. which is crazy, dude, losing to St. Louis like that, dude. And then Carolina at Carolina, 6-3, giving up 6 goals, dude. That was Lyon in net, though. That was Lyon in net, too. They don't have a fucking... They don't have a fucking goalie, dude.
No.
I like Lyon. Look at the start of the season here. He started off shit, then he started getting warm, and then he's shit again, dude. I don't know, man. The Sabres are fucking...
Yeah, but he's at least getting them overtime.
Yeah, he's all right.
2-1, only let him 1 goal.
He's all right, dude.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I thought we were trending in the better direction. In other news, still in first place in the Pacific, the Anaheim Mighty Ducks.
Yeah.
10-3, I think. 10-3-1 or something like that, dude. That's awesome. They got a new coach. I think he's like the 3rd winningest coach in NFL or NHL history.
No shit.
Something like that. He's like top 5 all time in wins. So, hey man, good coach, can turn around your team.
Yeah.
Unlike Lindy Ruff. And what else we got? College basketball, full swing, man. We're in the 2nd week of college basketball. It's been fun. I've been losing money to start the season because I'm betting like a degen right now on mid-majors that I have no clue about anything about. But I'm so excited that it's back that I'm just betting games anyways. Probably not wise until conference play begins because you got some of these schools playing like D2, D3. They're basically like bye weeks almost. Yeah. Like you have schools that are like the spreads are like -30, like, and it's tough to bet those kind of games because they're playing a high school almost. But it's back. Florida was, I think, ranked the number 3 school in the nation. They lost opening night. I forget who they played opening night, BYU or somebody like that. Purdue or Houston is now the number 1 ranked team in the nation right now. After I think we've been through about 3. This is probably their 4th game they're playing right now. So we're only 3 games into the season for college basketball. But like I said, I'm excited it's back. Be something else to watch during the middle of the week. All right, guys. Made it an hour and 4 minutes. Jeff's still sick. He's been coughing the whole podcast. Hope he feels better.
Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. All right, guys. With that being said, I'm Mikey D.
I'm Jeff.
We out.
Good